So we're doing some upgrades on the SL7, get a bit lighter. And the saddle, where's it? Specialized. I like the shape of the power saddle, but weight-wise, a bit porky, 162. Boom, 80 grams. Let's give this a saddle a go. Oh, we also got this one here. I know I like this saddle. I've already used it before, 114. So that's how we save grams, get it under that magic 7.2 kilo. That's what they come stock with Raval CLX Rapids 50s. They're 7.29 kilos with pedals, Durace or XTRs or whatever. So yeah, options, saddle options, but these I do like that. Cut out, works for me. So my question would be for the experts at Shimano, how long can that hydro cable be bent like that for before it becomes an issue with safety and durability, before it starts to crack and spill hydro fluid, or will it ever? So there you go. These bikes are not designed very good, are they? They're designed very, very bad. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, little pussycats. Hey. Give her a pat in a second. Anyway, let's get back to work quickly. This is inside the steerer of the... Let's go in here. Can we get in there? It's hard to get the right angle. We can sort of see... Yeah, it's just got a magic shine on it down in here. Wow, look at this. What's that line down there? Zoom on here. Let me just have a look at my own eyes. So it's just sticky tape. Sticky tape. There it goes. Wow, this is one of my favourite 20 bucks you can spend. It's a 70mm Detta plug. If you've got a carbon steerer, I recommend these. Makes everything stiffer and safer. Carbon steerers only. Carbon steerer referring to this part being carbon. Look at this Specialized one there. Damn, that's impressive. Credit, give them where credit's due. That long one there, just crazy. Amazing, amazing. So there you go. That's damn. So that gives you all that level of support going under the bearing there even. That's pretty impressive. So we rate that. The question might now be, just to be total questions, would this expansion down here create a real riser down there maybe? Probably not. Not if you're doing it at the correct Newton meters. Oh, so 5 Newton meters. So yeah, okay. There you go. Wow, that's good. Specialized. Thumbs up. That's what we should be talking about. All right. Long plugs, plastic, split ring races, fantastic. Now, if only though, we can, what's in here? You know, rubbing the cape, rubbing these. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's good to see Specialized took my advice from a couple of years ago and we moved to a plastic, yes, a plastic split ring spacer. It's fantastic because the SL7 had a steel one, had sharp edges, and it was cutting into the steerer. Whether or not this sharp edge on this plastic is enough to wear away your steerer, time will tell. But it looks like it's been shaved down there for the cables as well. I'll probably shave it down even more just to take the sharp edges off. And inside the steerer. So this is the S-Works SL8 seat post, 163 grams as is. And it's just come off my S-Works SL8. I was going to take this bike for a holiday, but I realised you can't pull the bars off unless you re-bleed the front brake. Maybe if we take the caliper off, I might get, that probably might work, but it's just, you don't want to trouble with these bikes. You don't want to work on them either. But anyway, so I think I'm going to call it. I reckon we're going to see a recall on this because look how thin this is, man. Look how thin it is. I reckon we're going to see a recall on this bad boy. All right, it's so thin. It just I feel it's just not. This is my opinion. I was right about the recall on the fork, and I feel not as confident, but this is just so light. It's so light, man. Damn, too light. So thin. So thin. If you have a crash of this, here's a question. Here's a legitimate question. If your SL8 S-Works Tarmac falls over and your seat post hits the ground, is it safe to ride? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. How much does this seat post cost? It was made in China. This is Chinese carbon. How much does it cost to make, I don't know, $15 USD maybe? Less? How much does it cost to get on the specialized.com website? Good question. But I just, yeah, this doesn't not feel like a product that's going to handle a knock. The frame got knocked, and the frame is cracked through here. See, watch the other video for that. The handlebars, they got to be replaced because they fell over, and I heard a little cracking sound in here today. So, you know, that's another video though. But the seat posts, I think this is going to be the recall. I think this is going to be the Achilles heel of the SL8 S-Works. SL7 was the fork snapping, and the seat post snapping is pretty bad as well because it goes up your anus. Okay, you got carbon shards up your anus. Not the best way to have a S-Works. I guess the S-Works stands for shitworks because you'll be having a bag on your anus with some carbon shards in there. On the shards, bro. On the shards. Damn, that's so lightweight. Too light. So we are doing this little titanium bolt, bit of a weight weenie bolt. But then you've got disc brakes. So you're adding the 500, 600 gram total weight that disc brakes on a Durace setup combined. And then you're trying to save weight by having a bolt that's prone to failure when the bolt that comes in here is a steel bolt. So why don't we use a titanium bolt for this one and use a steel one for this? Just like we do on the Thompson post. The best seat post ever made in human history, the Thompson. All right, carbon rail, titanium rail, alloy rail, doesn't matter. Your Thompson's got you covered. Lose a bolt, no worries, mate. Steel bolts, iron bolts, whatever, they just last and last and last. Easy to get standard bolt system. All right, Thompson, best seat post ever. Unfortunately, the big brands are cancelling 27.2 or round seat posts with this proprietary crap. The S-Works seat post clamp, it's not too bad. It does slip, so you make sure you put a whiteout pen mark there because the seat post does slip. Even if it's torqued up correctly, hit enough bumps, it'll slip. And I'm pretty lightweight at the moment. I'm like 71.2 kilo, and I'm making the seat post slip even when it's torqued up properly. So be careful, the seat post does slip. So check your position regularly, otherwise you could get injury from tendonitis, etc. But yeah, seat post, really bad design. There's a nut in here, and that's fallen out somewhere on the ground. I can't find it, or maybe it's fallen in here, that means it's very, very thin. I think we're going to see a seat post recall, in my opinion, on this Specialized. I think this seat post is going to have cracks through here. I think this is going to be the recall. I'm going to call it early. Don't get me started on the fork, right? Don't get me started on this thing, man. Oh, well, this is the worst system I've ever seen. Look at just pulls on these high. That's another video. There's a whole new video in itself. But I reckon the recall, I'm calling it early. I reckon it's going to be the seat post is going to be failing. It's this through here because that is so thin. Very, 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 very thin. It's like AliExpress. Just, you know, it looks so cheap, man. Look at this. This is yeah. I'm calling it, and it's just so thin. And look at this, you know what I mean? Like I don't see how that can be strong enough. Recall, 3, 2, 1.